shit!
It's a big
Shit,
sword. It's a big sword.
Is it Thundercats?
Oh, it's got a
no,
guy.
it's not.
It's Castlevania. Is it
Oh,
Castlevania?
yeah, clearly Castlevania,
It's
yeah.
like there's werewolves.
No, it's Image Comics?
Is it Image Comics from 1992?
I think-
shit! It is Image Comics
Oh,
from
fuck.
1992. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dojo here on Rage Like Tom Jam.
I'm mad, and I'm actually super fucking pumped because I didn't even know this came out.
Yeah, that's the advantage that you get of having a friend who basically buys every single game that comes out.
Yeah.
Man, that robot's got some nice tits.
Calibretto. Shut up.
And
No, this is
I forget this guy's name.
Battle Chasers Nightwar.
Yeah.
Local boys, right?
I think so. I think they might be locally, but it's Joe Madera, and then I think this is the team that did Darksiders.
Yeah,
Darksiders 1 and 2.
Yeah, he brought up over a bunch of Darksiders guys.
After THQ went away, and then this was a Kickstarter.
Yes, and he went and he used a 4. The Power of 4.
Okay. Was that a Doctor Who episode?
Sure.
The Power of 3 or something like that.
Yeah. Did you read this comic?
Nope. So I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
I know that a lot of people really like the comic. It's just that you all gotta understand that in the mid '90s, if you wanted to read a comic and you wanted it to have story, like a good story, you weren't looking for a comic that had somebody with gauntlets that were 6 sizes too big on the cover.
Yeah.
Because that was like, oh, Rob Liefeld is gonna teach you all about the thing. So
Nope.
Okay, so we are actually going to come back to the game that I have just played 3 hours of in the second part.
Sweet.
So in order to basically just see the very beginning of this, I've actually played a bit of this, and it's real cool so
Nice.
far. Oh yeah, this is
Jeff
the whole
likes something.
back the whole
That's good.
backstory of the battle. I was thinking about that today.
Years have passed
Ooh.
since the great warrior and leader of men, Aramis.
Oh, that's how you say that.
Did he have like a? It was like a
He had a-
manager at a Taco Bell,
He had a
or
poop. He just had a really long poop.
what?
No, don't worry about it.
What does that have to do with
Don't worry
it?
about it. He's been gone.
Okay, all right.
Also
it-
left behind was his daughter, Gully.
That's a really unfortunate
Yeah,
name. It
that
means
really
a
sucks.
shallow bed of rocks.
It's real dry.
You're named after that ditch behind our house, young lady. So we've got Nolan. Christopher Nolan, the
yes.
wise and mighty wizard, whose tongue is as sharp as the greatest living director of our time.
Oh, that's not really.
Calibretto.
Calibretto.
I'm a mech warrior.
Yes.
Yep, I'm a giant robot.
You're gonna overheat real easily.
I'm that guy from Full Metal Alchemist, except pointier.
Larger.
Garrison, Mr. Garrison, a swordsman,
Yeah.
And the rogue.
brother-in-law, and Red Monica.
See, I was going to say her name was Red Sonja, but that is wildly incorrect. It's like, come on,
Yep.
Joe Mad.
Gully from those
Red Monica. Why do they call it that? Dope. Nope. Nobody-
Nope.
If you don't ask if you know what's good for you.
Carpet matches the drapes. That's all we're gonna say.
Nolan on a.
has led
I was gonna make a period joke, but it makes itself.
Did I throw you off with
no,
that?
it makes itself, and I'm not.
Oh, man.
Okay, so Nolan is on a quest to learn more about mana, which fuels the world's magic.
Okay.
And the group, he has led the group towards a mysterious land known as the Crescent Isle. The vast reserves of mana were once rumored to exist. As they approach the island, they quickly discover why so little is known about the area.
All right. Well then,
Yep.
onward to adventure
Yep.
and whimsy.
So I've been playing this game, and so far I can say it's pretty good. There's some.
All right.
It's got a few things.
Well, it's a Kickstarter game, so
Yeah, it's got really long load times. And for a game that's fully downloaded, I don't have the disc for this game. I just downloaded it. It's on the PS4,
Animation.
PS4 Pro.
Oh.
That's a little meh.
Oh, we got voice acting.
Who's the? Oh yeah, no.
Waiting for. Shoot back.
The whole thing has actual voices.
Stealth?
Good. Yeah. Good question, Christopher Nolan.
I don't know if this is. This doesn't look like Joe's art, which is fine.
Maybe he did the.
He did the character illustrations. I'm
designs
sure of
and-
that.
Kids don't know how easy they've got it.
Well, you're saying the hands aren't big enough. The
Yes.
hands need to be way
Yeah, the hands need to be
bigger.
really big and need to be like there needs to be a hell of a lot of
foreshortening going on.
Sure, yeah.
Oh
You break easier than I do, remember?
No,
no, I don't. I'm a giant robot.
All I know about this
shit.
is just that little intro part.
Oh, Whoa, whoa.
Why can't we get a good airship game? Why can't we get a new Crimson
Oh,
Skies?
shit.
Because
That's a good question.
golly,
Or
no,
something.
my lover. Wait.
Like maybe everybody doesn't jump over the side of the flying airship.
Where'd they go? What'd you do?
Red. Looks like it's just me.
He teleported them to safety.
All right, it's actually pretty funny.
And that guy's dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super died.
Yep. No way he survived.
Damn.
Bloush.
Skadoosh.
Seems like maybe coming by like Seaboat
Yeah,
might have been a
yeah.
better idea.
Yeah, something that doesn't explode so easily.
Now, okay, this is knock one against this game. If you are, the load times are real long.
Oh, really?
There aren't a lot of them so far, but they've been real long, and that was
That was okay.
that was okay.
Too
but
bad.
This is
We made it?
yeah.
Or at least I did. Where'd my giant robot go? Oh, yeah,
We gotta look
Yeah,
around.
I actually a couple of years ago they put out the Battle Chasers like big hardcover edition.
Did it end? Did it have
No,
like a full
it didn't.
run?
No, it didn't. It never ended.
Okay.
This is supposed to be essentially the continuation.
Oh, really? Okay, so this is
Yeah.
actually like if you read the comics and you want to know what happens afterwards.
Yeah, kind of. There's a. I feel like there was a. I gotta go back and reread it. I feel like there was a. Hey, buddy.
Hey, dude.
I feel like. What's the? Hey, Bastion.
Yes. Are you feeling better?
He sounds like what?
He's a little posh for a giant war
He's
mech.
got like a big skull face on his
Oh
chest.
yeah.
Been resting for a few hours.
Yeah.
Oh man, just look at this artwork though. Like, this is a shit that I just love this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a big Joe Mad fan. And
I think it translates very well into game art. I'm not the I may not be the just the biggest fan of his. Like he's kind of like Quesada in that he like
Quesada.
whatever.
No, go ahead.
That he gets it gets a little grating. Like as I read just page after page after page after page of like dynamic and big hands and hard lines and
Sure,
big arms
sure.
and so many lines inside
I mean,
of the
that was the
character,
problem
like-
with that was the problem with when Joe Mad did Ultimates 3, and it was very clear he had been away from sequential art for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's like every panel was something crazy happening. It's like this doesn't need to be. This is just people are just talking here.
yeah.
But I actually did properly meet him earlier this year at Alamo City, and I gave him one of my Godzilla prints, and he actually was all compliments about it. It's like,
cool.
this is really cool, man. And he gave me a free autograph and stuff, and because he, guy that big in the industry, charges for shit like that.
So I actually this is a
Completely talked over that conversation.
she's her. Garrison went ahead to look for survivors from the wreck. We're gonna go join up with him later on.
All right.
But one of the kind of cool things here is that when you're on the this screen, you can see that there's like a little punch icon on the right that has a 6 by it.
Okay.
That's like Gilly's Gully, whatever.
No.
Fuck off, Matt. I'll say whoever I want to.
Okay, what?
Spyro the Dragon and Ryu and like
But
fucking
Spyro
whatever.
is his name.
Whatever. Spyro, fuck off. I'll say things wrong all day long I want to.
I know.
I'm fucking tired of people on the internet correcting me.
Avacado. I'm gonna call him Avacados from now on.
That you can switch between characters, and each one of
Oh.
them has a time, has like a certain number of things. So like this dude who, like God forbid, Calibretto can heal the party, but he can only do it 6 times. So and then Gully actually can break walls, but he can also use a lot of times these abilities to like I can hit an enemy on the overworld map with them, and then get a kind of a
Look out!
yeah, this does nothing. Get a bit of a damage bonus before the thing starts. Oh, wait a minute. So
there's stuff back there.
there's a chest over there. I'm gonna go see what's going on with that.
Man, this is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
Really pretty.
absolutely. I do wish there was a like hold down the run button for running.
Yeah.
Because it's she's a little slow.
It is. I mean, I mentioned this when I first came over, but like, man, it has got some. It really does have a heavy Diablo vibe at the moment. but I know that's not what the game is.
I'm kind of I'm curious what exactly it is. You said that before, but what exactly it is
it's just the top-down isometric, just the way the character is moving, the way the environment looks, the lighting, and the way the colors are applied to everything. Uh-oh. It reminds me a little bit. Oh, battle! It reminds me a little bit of.
That's literally what he says. Garble, garble. So I can actually, for anybody that's curious about how the game actually works, I'm going to lay this down real quick.
Okay.
So it's basically your standard turn-based battle. You can see on the left-hand side the way that it goes: person, 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 person.
Yeah.
Everybody has MP essentially, which is the blue bar, and then they have HP. That's the standard bullshit.
Sure.
You have actions, which are for free, and you have abilities. Stop! It sounds like you're really not listening.
No, I know.
You
I know.
don't listen.
I'm
But,
listening.
don't listen. It's fine.
No,
but
I'm listening.
I just want to run this down for people.
Okay,
That
go
you
ahead.
have abilities that cost mana in order to
Gotcha.
like hit. You've got items that you can use for whatever you can flee. So,
Yep.
but the thing that makes this a little bit different is that when you do an action like jab here, you see it deals 14 damage and generates 10 overcharge. Overcharge is temp mana that you can use in this battle, but goes away when the battle is over.
Interesting.
So you want to try to conserve your mana, but like for this, Calibretto is like your healer, so you can actually get
Interesting.
enough mana to do like a heal or an attack. But you have to make the choice between whether you want to like spend some rounds trying to build up overcharge mana, or whether you want to like dip into your actual mana pool to attack or to
interesting.
do whatever.
Okay.
So like. For at this point, like let's say I use this, he's got actually 10 overcharge, which means that it's only going to cost 5 instead of 15 to do his healing wave. She has Scattershot and Protection. Scattershot is just some damage that actually also hits the people around.
Gotcha.
So it's a pretty nifty system. I've read one review that basically talked about how if that says that later on that there starts to be some really high difficulty spikes requiring you to do a lot of grinding in order to be able to move forward. But
I feel like the giant robot buddy who also likes birds trope, or birds like him, it had to start somewhere, because it's in Dragon Ball, it's in this, it's in Overwatch.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think, where did it start?
I would have absolutely no idea.
Bird friend. I mean, it wasn't necessarily birds, but like the Iron Giant was sort of like that.
You probably go back to it's probably pirates, Matt. It's probably
pirates.
It's probably pirates.
Pirates.
Those are hard dudes, but then they've got little bird friends, right? And
So the giant flame shooting mechs are modern pirates. Oh shit, that'd make a cool comic.
well, I figure it's a thing. It's the contrast, right? People are just like, oh, how crazy is it that this big hulking mech also likes like
the pretty birdies.
delicate little birds.
Bam! Doesn't like your spiders.
So
those guys look like they're straight out of Darksiders. Which of course, it's Joe
let's see. Does he have
Manajuera.
Does he have healing wave? This dude got punch. So his punch actually also inflicts sunder on them, which lowers their armor. So the follow-up punches are even harder.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot more to this combat system that I don't know. We're probably not going to end up unlocking until part 2.
Okay.
Where there's all this other stuff that's kind of all added together to make a nice.
Yeah. I like the stylization of the overworld here. It's really nice.
And we just got a new tunic that requires level 3, so we can't put it on.
The comics got crazy. Like, there was some stuff in the comics that was like, whoa, like
a lot of nudity.
Yeah, well. Bats.
Well, such as what? Like what?
Well, like there was a plague at one point. Oh, look at them. They're so like horrible. They're like these. There was like this symbiote undead plague that was going across the land and raising undead, and it possessed a giant snake monster, and It was really weird and upsetting. And it's just like, I don't know. It's real bad.
Okay.
I did it. I'm actually just struggling to kind of remember exactly what happened because a lot happened in those handful of issues that came out.
How many total issues of this were there?
Not many. I think at most 10.
Oh shit.
I'm actually gonna do that real quick because now I want to know. Because they had the you didn't read it.
No. But I mean, I think the only thing that I ever. No, it was somebody else. Who did the art on Age of Apocalypse?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't Madera, but it's somebody who kind of reminds me a little bit of him, of the kind of giant hands trope thing.
Wow, it averaged 6 months between issues when it was coming out.
That is awful.
Yeah, and then it was the largest delay was 16 months for issue 7.
Jesus. What is
Yeah.
it? Planetary? Come on.
It looks like it was. Looks like it was only 9 issues,
Really? There were only 9 total issues of Battle Chaser.
but it outsold X-Men when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty unprecedented. Like, nothing really outsells Marvel stuff. I mean, that may have changed recently, but...
Who was I? Oh, I was explaining to my sister how she just watched the Inhumans pilot. And, which I'm tired of saying I don't like things, so I'm probably not going to watch that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I don't care. It just looks.
Well, I kind of care because Aaron Alexander worked on that show.
All right.
But on the other hand,
You can work on bad stuff.
Shielding the cannon blast.
You would have done the same for me.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe. No.
You're a brave kid, but remember, we don't fully understand the power of your father's gauntlets.
we only had 9 issues before this started, so
Yeah, we really didn't get very far into this.
No choice.
No, she didn't.
I guess not.
She's a don't.
I believe he was trying to thank you. Have you found any sign of Monica or Nolan?
I haven't. And this village looks long.
Metal Gear.
There are lights on the horizon. To the east.
Like,
Might be a town.
We should investigate. If they survived, they likely headed that direction.
What do you mean if? Nolan saved us. He can save himself. And Monica too.
Monica pieced out.
You're probably right. Let's go find them.
man, he's got a hell of a chin. Hell of a jawbone. So
I actually think oh shit.
Oh,
God damn
jeez.
it. No, it's doing this because it's a. See, that's what's weird. It's doing this because this is a multi. Oh no, it's not. It was just loading for
One spider.
no real good reason.
well, hopefully there will be a patch, and we'll.
I really. That's one thing that like if people are interested in this, I really do think that. Yeah, no, I know how it works. That. Waiting for a patch would probably be good because I mean it depends on how sensitive you are to those
Sure.
things. If you're gonna get mad every time a really long load screen comes up, then please like watch the news and wait and see if there's a patch that addresses it. Oh shit! But I was actually thinking
General Xavier.
yeah, you get these little like sub quests that are just like finding the lore in the world. I actually know. I really like the way that the characterization bucks stereotypes, at least for these 3 who have been the characters that I've been playing with the entire time. So, I mean, it turns out that Gully is your tank in this game.
Yeah.
And that what's his face? Robot Man.
Calibretto.
Calibretto is your healer, and then Garrison is DPS, which isn't like crazy out of the ordinary, but
Normally you'd think that he would be like a tank or something.
no. I was actually his is more so far has been more of a characterization thing where. Like he's real hard on Gully trying to do the whole like you gotta train kind of like you have in an anime trope.
Sure.
But then like in his spare time or in his downtime or when he's having a talk with Calibretto, it shows that he's just trying to like keep her alive because she's got these gauntlets on. So he it's not like Guts, where like he would never actually say
He's
he
an
cares.
asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's just a dick to everybody. He's kind of a dick, but he's like he's trying.
Sure.
He's trying.
Well, that's
so.
nice. Harm's Way.
Yep.
Good name.
Yep.
You were talking about Inhumans earlier, though. Mm-hmm. What were you saying? You were,
No, that was just.
you were just saying that you were
I
just
was-
tired of hating stuff.
No. I was explaining to my sister like how Marvel started fucking the X-Men because they don't have the movie rights for it anymore. So that's why there's anything Inhumans related, is because the disemboweled traveler.
Oh shit! I just realized something.
What's that?
On his arm,
Yeah.
the right.
Oh,
it's the Darksider
Yeah,
symbol.
uh-huh, yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Mad actually has that on the inside of his arm.
Well, there you go. Does he
Yeah.
also have a crazy cartoon mustache and a
Yes.
scroll chin? Apparently,
Yes.
Why
He
you
has
got that
all those
scroll
things.
chin, Dolan?
A little weird.
So, nope. Fuck it off. Fuck off. Watch the road.
Stay a while and listen.
So, we're not going to get to do a whole heck of a lot with these guys just yet. We've got, we can keep knocking on this guy's door, and then finally, when Calibretto knocks,
whoa.
he comes out, and he's like, "Oh, that's interesting, but not interesting enough for me to sell you anything. Bye."
Jeez. All right, then.
You've got this crazy motherfucker up here,
All right.
the collector.
Whoa.
Who will sell you stuff, but he only deals in a currency that you get by trading fish later
Okay.
on. I mean, what he's selling is great stuff. It's just that you can't buy
fish.
it with regular stuff.
What are you buying?
Right. You gotta.
Ugh.
You've got to do fish. Now, I don't know what this guy does, because it says, a well-made sign hangs from an oil gargoyle. It reads, "Out to lunch," and if you rip it down and throw it in the dirt, it basically says like, the enchanter will remember that.
Oh shit.
And then we've got
Hey, how you
Beastmaster
doing, baby?
Raha, who looks like she just got a wolf like draped
She just-
over her
yeah.
shoulder.
That wolf's not dead.
Yeah.
he just knows better.
It's just sleeping.
He just knows better than to do anything.
And
Man,
gonna
she's
give
all
you-
Thundercats and shit, man.
She's going to give you the bestiary that lets you actually, like, the more you fight a specific type of enemy, you get different, like, perks and things. So,
Tamed.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this game, dude. I'm just really excited to go home and download the shit out of this.
the only thing that I'm a little bit upset about, and I don't even know if it came out today, but I think I bought this on the PS4, and I think I'd rather play it on the Switch. Because
yeah, they
then
said
I
the Switch
could.
version is
so you could like run amok.
Yeah, so I could just to carry it around with me. And,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, actually,
You lent me your Switch for a little bit, and I actually took it with me to the. I took it with me to the vet office while they were checking out my dog.
Okay.
I'm sitting there playing Zelda, and then my vet comes in and she, whoa, calm down there, Mr. Beardy McRobot Hand.
Yep.
That's cool though.
Strangers.
Being strangers.
Oh, of course he's like Scottish.
I suppose we're gonna learn quickly.
This is the graveliest conversation ever had.
And your hammer.
It's like Solid Snake talking to Death from Darksiders.
Well, Death wasn't that gravelly. War was pretty gravelly, though.
We came in on an airship. As we approached,
Or the Charred Council.
yeah.
Jeez, those guys. I can't even understand them half the time.
Simple as that. Just thugs.
Okay, so he's going to tell us that
Well, being bandits.
there's a bandit camp down in the south that he wants us to go check out. And so that's what we're going to do.
we were separated from some friends during the battle.
So,
Okay. Okay, we're going to fuck them up.
Or know where they
We're
are.
going to fuck them up.
Chat.
Yeah.
A few weaklings came by causing trouble last dawn. Chased them off down the south road.
I do appreciate, though, that, like, okay, I have this, somebody posted, I haven't read all the comments because I assume there's going to be a lot of them that are just telling me that I'm a jerk off or whatever, but
Okay.
on Danganronpa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's a JRPG. So.
Yeah, so, but I wanted to take the opportunity to basically say, like, This game right here is a great example of how you don't need a fucking 6-hour intro because it's been 27 minutes since we started this game.
Sure.
We've gotten backstory. We've gotten characterization. We've got a thing that we're doing. We're out in the world. We've got
fights.
Equipments. We've leveled up. We've succeeded in doing things. And boy, fucking howdy, is there just no reason to spend. I spent roughly 90 minutes to 2 hours on Danganronpa V3,
Jesus.
and we barely, almost met all of the characters before the plot actually started.
Oh, boy.
And I apologize to people who are fans of that style of thing, but it's just too goddamn long. And for me, it is just straight up not good game design because you can do that. It's 2017, and you can do this shit faster, and you don't need to waste my goddamn time.
Waste my goddamn time.
Well, I understand that for Japanese stuff, you know what? Like, there's some
mean,
animes that spend a million years setting up before they actually do anything.
Sure.
And then there's One Punch Man, where by the end of the first 20-minute episode, I know exactly who I'm talking about and what's going on. Or the end of, or like the first episode of Trigun. Or the first episode of Cowboy Bebop, where like I know who Spike and Jet are, I know what they're doing, and we've had a nice adventure. And hey, what a fun time. Come back next week and let's have another episode. So I get real upset when people pretend like there's some intrinsic value to spending 6 hours learning every character's name and fucking backstory when we could just be having a good old fight, you know? We could just be doing the battles and, you know, like watch the pretty, robot punch a guy, you know?
Well, I think we've talked about this sort of thing before, well, how... you know, as much as I love Japanese media, there's one thing you can say for it is that it is a slave to tradition, and there's a lot of stuff that they'll just do because it's the way it's always been done. Now, I feel like there's been a bit of a paradigm shift recently where things are starting to kind of break out of their what's the word I'm looking for? Their ruts a little bit. You know, you've got new franchises like the Soul series, which is, you know, fairly unique. You know, we had a Zelda game that threw out most of the shit that people had intrinsically associated with Zelda since 1998.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of shit like that, and I think there's a place for long form, slow burn storytelling. I just don't know if a video game is a place for it.
Yeah, here's the thing. Because a lot of this particular argument actually is interesting to me because here's what I would like to say.
Are we having an argument?
No.
Just
no.
Okay.
This isn't like a.
I thought you liked me, Jeff.
Like directed at you or anything.
Sure.
Is that a lot of times when that particular argument comes up? Here's the thing. I don't mind a 40-hour game that does characterization, but you don't have to. You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do.
You don't have to do this like. Hey, my name is so-and-so. Like, oh, really? Where are you from? Oh, you know, whatever. And, like, we're going to have 18 pages of dialogue to introduce Gully. I don't need to know that you can have characterization. You don't have to. I'm not saying, like, that you can't have characterization. What I'm saying is don't make me plow through like the entire world just to learn about like you can have a slow story, you can have a slow burn, but there's nothing that says that in order to have that you have to make me wait for 40 minutes to 3 hours to play the tutorial to your game. There's nothing that says the game has to start with like 45 minutes worth of dialogue without ever getting into it. You could do an abilities, you could start in media res, you could do all kinds of stuff that starts the game in a place where I'm already getting to play the game as you roll your story out.
Sure.
So that it's not, I mean, like, I
feel like, well, again,
those fucking mono cubs in goddamn Danganronpa, like they just grind the game to a halt to be like, hey, we're back, look at us, we're characters, man. And it's like that's fine. I don't know if you I'm not saying that you don't need to do that. What I'm saying is that you could do it less, and you could give me more time to play the game before you ground the game to a halt to explain whatever the thing is that you're explaining. So
I think that I think the reason why a lot of Japanese developers specifically do that sort of thing is because it's sort of a crutch. It's just kind of what you fall back on, and it's just like, well, this is the way these sort of games are made. And I mean, again, it was like, that was the thing. It's just. I don't want to say that it's lazy, but it's kind of lazy.
It's not. So I wouldn't say that it was. I wouldn't say that it's lazy. What I'd say is that it's. Is that it's tone deaf to the changes that have occurred in video games and the way that video games operate.
Sure. That's, where it's like. Don't show or something like that. Yeah,
it's an old attitude that is a little bit outdated, except for the fact that it's a very strange thing to me because here's the thing: is that to me it's an outdated. It's a thing that we've moved past in the gaming industry. But it's become a tradition with gamers. For like, there are gamers out there that would be upset if a new Final Fantasy came out and just threw y'all in and was like, let's go. That didn't spend time like doing that. I don't know. I
get what you're saying.
There are people that would be mad if the game was streamlined, essentially, and that's what's a little bit irritating to me because I consider the streamlining to be a good thing, not a bad thing. That I don't think it takes anything away from your story if you don't have to wait for 6 hours to do anything, right? If you could just get right into it, and if it takes the player's time into consideration, as opposed to just kind of sticking to traditions.
Well, I just remember. Well, I think it also is a question of the audience itself because I remember back when people were kind of poo-pooing Final Fantasy X because it was only 70 hours, or however long it actually was. But it's like they were like, "Oh, it's kind of short, for a Final Fantasy game." It's like, really? Because I don't know. I mean, then again, I've heard people say that Final Fantasy 15 is too short because something about the latter part of the game. I don't know. I don't want to get into the spoilers, but
I didn't finish it, so I literally can't. I mean, I couldn't speak to it because I think I don't want to go back over an old argument too hard, but like. I feel like they put out a completely unfinished game. I feel like they put together what they had and that they've been adding DLC and content and other stuff, and they've talked about reworking, like not even DLC, but reworking parts of the game so that they make more sense and they hang together better, which I'm like, so you just put out a broken game. And not only did you put out a broken game, but you put out a broken single-player game with no like hooks. Like all that's there is the story. So if you're trying to streamline the story, it means that you understand that after like 10 years of fractured development that like you fucked it up, that you got it wrong, that after we all waited all this time and that you didn't do it right, you did it the wrong way. So I don't know. Yeah. All I know is that I played this game and, loading aside, I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like I know these characters. I feel like I just, I did this thing. I'm coming back here. I'm turning in my quest. I got to fight a guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to play this. I probably can't this month because I'm so fucking locked down on work, but I'm really excited though.
Says something about an ancient weapon.
Oy. It's the Eye of Thundera. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of Thundercats vibe from this whole thing.
Does that mean us?
No. Darksiders. Yeah.
But it speaks of the Iron Outpost. That can be sure.
What's that?
So is he a dwarf or is he just really like look like that.
I have no idea. They're just character portraits, so I can't tell if he's supposed to be 9 feet tall or if he's looking up at Garrison and we're just seeing it from this side.
See, if I remember from the game, the comic, there aren't really other races.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just humans and monsters. Because I don't think anybody in the main cast, aside from Calibretto, isn't human. Like everyone's human. I don't know.
Did they talk about why Calibretto is a giant? I mean, did his brother try to resurrect their mom with alchemy, or like that's the only?
No, Calibretto is he's just like one of the only existing war mechs, like, or war golems. Like, war golems are like a very particular kind of living autonomous weapon, and he's like the last one that anybody's seen. And it's like this guy here was talking about it earlier. He was like, "Oh, war golem, that's almost interesting." And, I'm like, "Oh, all right." So yeah, they make a big deal out of Calibretto being kind of a big deal, and but he's ultimately. I'm trying to remember. God, man, it's been a long time since I've read it.
Well, that's all right. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. We're out of time, so we're going to wrap it up. When we come back, we're actually going to jump to the end of where we are right now. So the thing is that we are heading towards this giant area that's like kind of way over here. That cave,
baby.
right? That's an iron out. It's like an abandoned fort where we think that the bandits are located and that our friends might be. I've already played up to the point where we can play the boss, so we can actually see. We'll start next time with the first boss fight. So
nice.
Hopefully, that'll give. I haven't played it yet, so you'll get to watch.
It's gonna go real bad.
Yeah, well, you get to watch me fight for my life and lose
You should
horribly.
start next episode by just screaming at the top of your lungs. really blow out the
Now, Matt, why would I do that when I've got a Matt Frank here to do it for me?
Good point.
So yeah. Make sure to join in. In the meantime,
what's a pugilist doing here? I'm gonna punch you.
Oh, dude, these guys are rough. He's gonna turn into a giant pugilist eventually.
Oh, really?
So, hey, folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. If you'd like to see these videos a day earlier, you can always head on over to Rage Select. We got all kinds of fun stuff for you. If you want to buy this game or anything, maybe I'll put the fucking Battle Chasers comic down there.
Yeah.
Off of Amazon, do us a favor and start at the links on our website. As long as you start the links on our website, we get a little piece of whatever it is that you buy from us. Now, here's an interesting, just real fast here. You can see that my Swift Strike will make my character go right away, but if I use the ability Rally Strike, which gives me haste, it actually makes it so that the other guy is going to go first, and then I'm going to get to go, because there's a wind-up for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, Amazon. So use our Amazon links if you'd like to buy a thing. It helps us out. But the main way that Rage Select makes any money is through Patreon. Patreon.com/Rage Select is where you can go to basically kick us some bucks. And in return, we're going to kick you bonus videos that nobody else in the entire universe of universes
The
gets to see.
whole of the multiverse.
Now, here's another thing real fast while I do my shtick. You see Garrison has a little white part on his health bar. The ability that Gully just used translated the damage that she hit that guy into a shield for him.
Interesting.
So that enemy has to go through that damage before they can actually start hitting his hit points. So
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like stuff going on in here.
Little mechanics.
Yeah, I'm going to show you even more next time.
Yeah.
But anyway, patreon.com. So here, watch. Now he's going to go, oh
my God.
I'm big now.
Oh, he's big.
And he's going to hit our mech guy real hard. So I'm going to have him heal himself, and I'm going to have her fucking punch this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/Rage Select is where you can go. You kick us some bucks. We give you bonus videos in return, and it helps us out. It helps us to do our, it helps us to do this show. So,
yes.
If you like Rage Select and you would like for it to be a thing and not to not be a thing, then please, consider kicking us some, ponying up some bucks so that we can keep doing what we do best, which is playing video games and talking a lot of crapping.
But a bunch of smack.
I said before I described it as poop jokes over video games.
Dick jokes and poop jokes.
How did I describe it to that drunk lady that came over to our bar last week or
yell
whatever?
expletives while playing video games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Speaking of yelling expletives, Matt, where can the people find you out in the
At
world?
fartfucker.com.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Well,
had some changes.
Yeah.
No.
My brand new website.
Yeah. I mean,
FF.com.
we gotta see if that's available. We gotta.
You can have that one. You can have it.
You can find me if you Google Matt Frank and Godzilla. You'll generally find my stuff. Kaiju Samurai, Mattzilla85, and Spankzilla85 are my handles on all of the stuff. I have a Patreon. I am going to be rolling it back pretty aggressively here pretty soon. I'm probably just going to be making it behind the scenes stuff and just try to stick to more process related stuff because it's easier on me and my schedule. I really appreciate everybody who's contributed up to this point. It's really been a big help, but I gotta start shuffling stuff around now. But I can't wait to tell you guys about what I'm doing now.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it. You're not my real dad.
Just jeez, Louise. every time you're like,
Every time.
oh my God, it's so cool, you guys, and I can't tell you. Yeah.
You're gonna get these titties.
Anyway, join us back here tomorrow for part 2 of Battle Chasers Nightwar, and we will see you then.